Everybody. I'm Nicole Fonvielle, and I am an EFT expert. EFT is a tool also referred to as the emotional freedom technique or tapping. And this is a practice that can help you reduce stress and anxiety and even reduce physical pain in the body. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about how that works. What we do when we're tapping is we're physically tapping on certain parts of the body while simultaneously acknowledging the emotions that we are feeling. And what is this doing? The points that we're tapping on are the end points of the meridians. So if you have ever gone to an acupuncturist, you may have heard them talk about meridians, or maybe you've even heard about meridians in a yoga class. But the end points of the meridians are where an acupuncturist would put in those little needles. And the idea behind that is to help get energy moving. So instead of needles, we are applying acupressure to some of those same points. There's been lots of studies behind this as to what's actually happening in the brain and why it helps you. And I thought I would share some of that with you today. So if you think of my fist here as my brain, the prefrontal cortex, which is this part of the brain, is where we make our good sound decisions. And information comes up the brainstem to the prefrontal cortex to make those decisions. Now, when you're dealing with a lot of anxiety and stress, chronic anxiety, or even chronic pain, what happens is, my thumb here, we're going to pretend that's the amygdala. That's the part of the brain that controls the fight or flight response. That is an alarm system that starts to go off. And when that alarm is going off, information can't get to that part of the brain. So you can't make those good sound decisions. So this may be a time where you're so stressed out or you're so overwhelmed that you might even say to yourself, I can't even think straight. And you literally can't, because you can't access that part of your brain. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just all of the cortisol, the stress hormone, that's being produced because this alarm is going off, which makes it impossible for you to think clearly. So when we're tapping on these points, what's happening is a message is going to this amygdala and saying, hey, amygdala, you don't need to be in fight or flight. This is not a life or death situation. And slowly that prefrontal cortex comes back online. So when we say that it's like the flipping of your lid, and the tapping helps to slowly bring that back so that you feel calmer. And studies have shown that tapping on the points while acknowledging how you are feeling has reduced the amount of cortisol in the body by up to 43%. That was a study that was done by Dr. Peta Stapleton. She's a researcher based over in Australia. And that's pretty amazing. So even if you just learn where the points are and do some deep breathing, when you start to feel stressed out or overwhelmed, it can really help you to feel calmer in the moment and to make those good sound decisions. Because that's how we want to make decisions, right? Nobody wants to be making decisions when they're so overwhelmed and stressed out. So this is a really wonderful tool to use. It obviously goes into more detail than that, but hopefully this is a nice introduction for you. And if you want to learn more, there will be a class in March at the First State Floats, and I would love to see you there. We would learn more about tapping and how it works, and then you would also get to experience it for yourself and be guided through a practice by me. I hope to see you there. If you have questions, feel free to call the studio and ask, or send me an email. Take care, guys.